The term ACEs, Adverse Childhood Experiences, came out of a Harvard study the mid-1990s. There are a range of adverse childhood and community experiences that have a direct effect on your lifespan as an adult. In the UK, we have 8 broad categories that help us understand the types of adversity in childhood that young people may have gone through. If you have 4 or more ACEs, then you are 85% more likely to die of a terminal illness.
I was born in Bristol, lived my early years in Knoll West. It was unusual for a black family to live in Knoll West. Initially, it was very, very challenging. Bricks been thrown through the front window, feces been put through the door, niggers out written on the wall, running for your life. It was a survival. Any attention was always bad attention. You're thinking, why am I black? Why am I different? Why can't I be white? I tried not to exist, probably the best way of putting it.
Adversity is invisible, it's hidden, but it still manifests, it still comes out. What we can do is to increase understanding around ACEs and the impact of ACEs and what we can do to mitigate that by trying harder and creating positive pro-verse experiences.
When I first played rugby, I didn't like it, if I'm being honest. I cried. I then moved school, and that's where my passion for rugby really took off. You could say it was a rough school, underprivileged school. However, the sports teachers, their view was we were very talented. If we organised ourselves, concentrated, listened and trained, that we could be whoever we wanted to be. They saw in us something that we never saw in ourselves. They then introduced me to people at Whitehall Rugby Club, who then would pick us up. They would provide us with food, they would provide us with kit, and then take us back home again. It was an environment that we thrived in. My rugby career sort of progressed very quickly. I ended up making my debut for Bristol at the age of 17. I got picked for England. I went on, started studying, went to university, got qualifications. My rugby opened doors for me and gave me confidence to go and do other things that I would ordinarily never even thought that I could do. What happened to me 45 years ago, that was a precursor to Star Scheme.
We need to talk about ACEs and adversity because sustained positive experiences mitigate ACEs. That is a fact. Working with adults who are often overlooked in terms of training and support, and Star Scheme bridges those gaps. Having an emotionally available adult that turns up when they say they're going to turn up and help them regulate how they were feeling and worked as a team and build resilience when things don't go right, that can change how you view your life.
Growing up, I tried to be many other people. I didn't want to be Ralph Knibbs. I didn't know who Ralph Knibbs was. But by having people who's there to support you and created a safe environment for you to talk, gave me the confidence to take on life. If I didn't have those people in my life at an early age, I don't know where I'd be today.